greetings. Always know that these messages are sent in love and with the intention of bringing hope and information to you who courageously chose to be on Earth at this time in order to assist with her spiritual ascension. Personally and globally, a great deal is happening behind the scenes that you are not yet aware of. Long buried densities are surfacing and clearing, hearts are opening, and minds are becoming increasingly more receptive to new ideas. Collective consciousness represents the accumulated energy from all state consciousness and has remained unenlightened for a very long time. The collective is now beginning to open and resonate at a higher level due to the presence of so many more evolved states of consciousness on Earth, which will automatically replace much of the old and false. The high resonating energy brought to Earth by evolved individuals who chose and are still choosing to be a part of Earth's ascension process was needed to jumpstart Earth's collective consciousness. As more spiritually evolved ideas and information flow into the collective, it will give people access better and more evolved ideas on bringing about clearings and change. You who willingly chose to come into the dense energy of a three-dimensional world in order to serve its ascension process are respected, honored, and very loved by those observing from the other side. The majority are not yet aware of what is taking place because much of it has not yet manifested outwardly, and most of what has is not being understood for what it actually is. The manifestation of anything begins in it as consciousness, where it then takes form. Form exists in all dimensions, but on Earth in the density of three-dimensional energy forms are physical or material. This is why those with only an intellectual knowledge of some truth do not see it manifest in their life and begin to question their path or truth itself. Intellectual knowledge is only the first step toward attaining the actual consciousness of truth. Consciousness is the substance of form. Increasingly more individuals have become aware that many of commonly accepted beliefs and rules for correct living do not serve everyone but rather represent long-held and accepted means for egos to express self-righteousness and power over. The result of this is that many have chosen to no longer accept and abide by the rules and regulations they do not align with and were held in place through guilt, fear of punishment, threats, and banishment. Organized religions the world over have played a very large part in this. It can be very difficult to break away from the security of having someone tell you what to do, what is right, and how you will be saved if you abide by certain rules. Yes, you will be saved from a lot of things when you live truth, but much of what has been and continues to be taught as truth is not truth at all, being nothing more than ego-based three-dimensional concepts of real truth. Many present-day false teachings had their origin in the minds of those who meant well, but were only able to understand truth through the limitations of their three-dimensional state of consciousness. Truth should never be organized because the minute it is, it attracts differing states of consciousness, many of which are simply not at a level of consciousness able to comprehend the message of the original teacher. The real teachings of many high-resonating spiritual way showers have been lost through organization. People are becoming weary of perpetual wars and violence, no longer seeing these things as necessary for peace. Increasing numbers are starting to see with new and more evolved eyes, realizing how war and violence against fellow human beings represents only separation and power over rather than bravery and greatness as is touted by those who strive to perpetuate it. Know and understand that we refer to those who create and benefit from war rather than those who are forced to actually engage in, be maimed or killed, and who believe war is necessary. As increasingly more hearts open to a sense of oneness, the stupidity of killing a fellow human being because one wants what the other has or for any other reason will become increasingly more apparent to the majority. Higher states of awareness are dawning in human minds, but actual change can only come from the people themselves as they begin to claim their power and realize that looking outside of self to a government, politicians, famous people, church leaders, some expert, or weapons to save them is the denial and surrender of their own innate power. Unfairness, discord, and long-hidden activities of selfishness must first be exposed, witnessed, and seen for what they really represent before change can happen, which is why there seems to be so much of it in the world at this time. Remember, Earth is a planet of time and space, and the process of ascension is unfolding. These things will not last forever because there is no divine law to support them. We would speak of gratitude because gratitude is a facet of love, both belonging only to God. No one person in and of themselves has either love or gratitude to give, which is why at some point in everyone's spiritual journey they must cease looking to others for love or gratitude and begin seeking it from the only place it exists, from within God. It is humanly natural to expect love or gratitude to come from certain people, and when it doesn't, it is easy to blame them or even yourself. However, those from whom you may expect it do not in and of themselves have it to give, for love and gratitude are divine qualities that flow through individuals, but never from them. The love or gratitude you seek may never come from those you may expect or want it from. But if you acknowledge and seek it from within, I can never be separate from the love I am. I am forever complete and whole because I am. It will flow to you in ways and from places you least expect. Express gratitude for cause, rather than effect. Gratitude for the qualities of Source that are manifesting and appearing outwardly as that which you are grateful for. If you feel gratitude for some person or persons in your life, see them as outer expressions of your oneness with divine harmony and wholeness. If you feel gratitude regarding some event or happening, acknowledge it as a manifestation of spiritual completeness. Give gratitude for the law of infinite abundance when money or goods come your way. Realize that beauty in all its forms, flowers, art, nature, a baby's laugh, etc., and the pleasure these things bring are in reality manifestations of the ever-present joy, love, peace, harmony, and perfection of divine consciousness. Do this with everything you feel grateful for, honoring cause rather than effects, because effects can come and go but cause never does and will simply express itself in new forms. Give gratitude for lessons learned through experiences that may now or in the past have been humanly unpleasant or painful. Life lived on earth is a chosen opportunity to spiritually evolve, and nothing is actually random but rather representative of the choices you knew were necessary in order to bring you more deeply into a realization of oneness with Source. Looking for love or gratitude outside of self is a form of idolatry. Divine consciousness, Source, God is all that exists, and when that reality becomes your attained state of consciousness, it automatically manifests in, as, and through every aspect of daily living without any personal effort. Present times have become difficult for many, but remember, every person is learning what they came to learn, and that every person approved their life contract before incarnation. Nothing is an accident and no one is a victim, although it seems that way if judging by appearances. Be the light, living your highest truth as best you can with no self-judgment. If you fail now and then, lend a helping hand when and where you are guided, knowing that all is proceeding according to a divine plan in spite of the facts and information you read and hear from outside sources. Rest within, trust your intuition, and simply and without judgment let the heathen rage. Psalm 2. We are the Arcturian group.